Hello and welcome to Poker News. The UK may soon be changing legislation in favour of gaming companies who are currently on the stock exchange. It would therefore make the UK as competitive as Gibraltar in terms of tax charges. At the moment, places such as Gibraltar and Malta are huge favourites with gaming companies because they follow EU law regarding licensing and protection, as well as having comparatively low tax costs. The Times newspaper has reported that they've seen documents created by the government and the legislation would ensure Britain to be a safe, well-regulated environment, ideal for online gaming companies on the London Stock Exchange, such as Party Gaming and 888 Holdings. This is if they can survive the recent moves by America. In contrast to the UK's favour of regulating the gaming business and forward thinking, America could be heading for trouble. Interestingly, the new bill which prohibits banks from processing online gaming funds infringes on World Trade Organization laws, according to most international trade law experts. Furthermore, many top online executives have travelled to Antigua to exchange ideas on how to challenge the new law placed by the US Congress. Other online gaming companies in the UK are also debating WTO action against the US.
Repercussions in the wake of the Safeport Bill are expected to take many forms, it was reported recently. According to the business supplement of The Times, the US is likely to suffer in the same way it did after the prohibition of alcohol, in that organised crime will step in and pick up the pieces. Due to recent legislation and share crashes, some online gaming sites are being sold off at bargain prices, leaving them open to being bought out by organised crime syndicates. Therefore, instead of US citizens being protected by the public limited companies who are forced to follow strict rules of conduct and uphold financial integrity, they may be left to the mercy of a new breed of online gangsters. An educated prediction may therefore be that in a year's time, after many US citizens have fallen victim to black market online gaming, that the great American government will finally swoop in and claim to save the day by regulating and legalizing an industry they tried to ban.
Fancy a trip to Dublin and the opportunity to play some great poker? The European Poker Tour heads to Dublin for the Irish Masters. The venue is the Regency Hotel and the event begins on Thursday the 26th of October at 2 p.m. The game is Texas Hold'em. It's a freeze-out with €5,000 buy-in. As funny as it may sound, the two-day event is spread over 4 days due to the number of starters, with the final table beginning at 5 p.m. on Sunday the 29th of October. However, if you do get knocked out, aside from the main EPT event, cash games will take place daily from 12 p.m. till 8 a.m. We asked the man on the street how he thought the new American legislation would affect poker.
I think the poker will be affected, obviously, in America. We've seen, especially with big online sites like poker, have stopped putting up big tournaments where they rely on big numbers from America to make up the guaranteed prize pools. So there's less people obviously playing for America, but I think that's the only effect that we've seen so far. The number of players have gone down.
I think it's quite a complex issue. From what I know, there's a few roundabout routes which you can get around, like using a Canadian bank account and perhaps using offshore accounts. So I think people will find ways to work around it.
But in the long run, probably, I think it will be legal all over Europe, and due to that pressure, probably in the US.
I don't think you're going to get rid of people's desire to play poker, and they'll find a way no matter what.
The top players get to the final table in the World Series, a lot of the time. So I think they've thought it as gambling rather than a skill game. So I don't know, I think it'll put a lot of people off.
And finally, Poker Night Live received an unexpected flying visit from two of America's best pros recently when the Unabomber and the Magician popped into the studio for a chat. The surprise visit has added to the now growing list of top pros who've dropped by for a cuppa and a chinwag. Phil Lack and Antonio Esfandiari couldn't resist coming to say hello whilst in town, proving that Poker Night Live is the show of choice. The only question now is when the next major tournament comes to town, how will we fit them all in? That's all from me. I'll see you next time.